You know, if you like a girl who's a bit of a mess, then you should definitely subscribe because that will definitely be continuing in the future here at the New Horizons YouTube channel. Hey besties, it's Newt, back again with another Happy Home Paradise video. And today I want to build something. Recently, I did an amazing charity stream where y'all shared your amazing Happy Home Paradise builds with me, and it was so incredible and so inspiring, and I want to play too. So today we're going to do something a little bit festive, a little bit seasonal. You know, last Happy Home Paradise build we did, it was like half summer, half fall. This time we are getting the full autumnal fantasy, and we are going to be building a traditional Japanese onsen for my good friend Wart Jr. My vision is like lots of like wood tones and oranges and reds and greens. And I also really want to try making some fake buildings to go along with Wart Jr.'s house. So I'm really excited to get started. Before we do that though, I just wanted to let y'all know we're going to be getting even more festive a few days after this video goes live. I will be live on this very YouTube channel on Sunday, October 26th. At noon, we're going to be live building a Halloween neighborhood in Happy Home Paradise, like a little street with like little fake houses and trick-or-treaters. It's going to be super duper cute. I was really inspired by ohheplays' recent Halloween kidcore island. So we're going to be doing that type of vibe. I'll have that island tour linked in the description. You should go watch it because it's great. But we're going to be getting into the spooky season. There's also going to be another Halloween speed build coming next week. So if you want to get in on that, besties, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post or go live on this channel. And with all that being said, you know what to do. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself something to drink, and let's get right into it. Hello again, besties. It's voiceover Nat, and we are just chatting up my good friend Wart Jr. here, and we're going to get started on his beautiful autumnal onsen. Now, the inspiration for this build, like I mentioned in the intro, first of all, I am currently working on a post-apocalyptic city core themed island, Tokyo 3, and I was looking at people's Instagram builds to get ideas for fake buildings. And I'll try to pop up some of the inspo that ended up going into this build, but I was looking at like what objects they were using and how they were placing them next to like villager houses and stuff. And I saw a couple builds where I'm like, oh yeah, these people are cooking, okay? The Animal Crossing community, Nintendo may have abandoned this game, but this community is so creative, and I feel like every single day people are coming up with new ideas of ways to build in this game, and it just blows my mind every time. But I was just seeing things, I was like, you know, it was all clicking in my head, and I have to build something. And you know, the best way to scratch that itch when you're procrastinating on your island is to hop into HHP. So here we are working on the outside of the onsen. Now I'm going to be hopping around. I'm sorry, he's a frog. I'm going to be hopping around quite a bit during this section because it took me forever to place all of these objects. But we're going to be using that little I guess it's like a terrace from the Sanrio item collection, as well as these big like fake room object pieces to make little fake buildings. It's gonna be like a big huge complex, and then his house is just like a tiny part of it. Maybe it has like extra wings that were built on in the future or whatever. But yeah, we're working on that and making sure that they can connect, because the placement of the water on this lot, I really wanted to use this lot because I think it would be really pretty in the fall, and I was right. But it was very frustrating trying to like place stuff in that tiny space back there. But we're just making like a little fake hallway here, and eventually I'm gonna grab the bookshelf because it's also the right size for me to place it back there and have everything fit. But this is gonna be pretty much the final layout of all of the objects. We have some shoji screens, you know, very traditional, old sort of building, you know, old maiden type building. So besides the fact that I'm procrastinating on Tokyo 3 and I wanted to build a fake building, I also wanted to build something to celebrate the season, because autumn is just, I mean, it's just the best season. I don't really have to explain that, I don't think. I don't have to explain why autumn is the best season. I will fight for the fact that Halloween is the best holiday. And this is technically not a Halloween build. The next build that's going to go up is going to be a Halloween build. And I had to completely change my whole posting schedule, actually, because right after we did the charity live stream a couple of weeks ago, my computer broke, which is honestly very on brand for me. I think, technical mishaps, cartoonish events, all typical New Horizons fare. So if you like that, if you like a girl who's a bit of a mess, then you should definitely subscribe, because that will definitely be continuing in the future here at the New Horizons YouTube channel. As well as Animal Crossing. I'm imagining that's why you clicked on this video. But, for all of my Animal Crossing lovers, huge apologies for not posting in a minute since the charity live stream, which was absolutely amazing, by the way. Once again, I always feel like I have the most generous community on the entire internet, because we are small, but we are mighty. And we raised so much for my friend Mohammed and his family, and it just makes me, it means the world to me, and I really, really appreciate all of you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I meant to post after that video went up, and then my computer broke. So there we go. Speaking of, actually, I am trying to place down the onsen bath, and we end up putting that on the inside of the build instead of the outside. And then there was a moment where I was like trying to think of a name for this speed build, like what to name it on YouTube. And I completely forgot that I made the inside an onsen. And I was like, can I call this that? Is this an onsen? Like, it just has water. That's not like a bath. That's not the same thing. And then I went inside and I like was taking pictures, and I was like, wait a minute. I did put an onsen in here. Never mind. It's fine. Autumnal onsen. I think that's pretty good. Let me know down. Leave a like if you think that that is a clever title, and leave a dislike if you think that I'm not clever, or if you think that my audio sounds funny in this video. That's the other thing that I meant to apologize for, because I am recording this voiceover for the second time on my boyfriend's gaming laptop, and I don't know how this audio is going to turn out. So, besties, pray for me. Pray for the laptop fan. I was changing the time of day again. What was I up to? I was trying to see the different fog. I wanted it to have a little bit of warmth, I think. I wanted it to be kind of warm, especially because the bamboo trees don't actually have like the autumn leaves, so it's green instead of like red and orange and stuff. But I also got to use this like wooden plank around, which I think looks really nice with the wooden plank ridge. But yeah, that was the inspo for this build. There's also going to be a brief period where the fence in the front changes, but don't listen to her. I understand what she was thinking with the colors and everything, but it was just too samey, and I think that the gray contrasts really nicely with all the brown and the beige that's going on. But as is customary on New Horizons, I mentioned how this is the second recording of this voiceover, and is actually very, very close to the day where this video goes up. A little behind the scenes for you. And once again, if there's two things that I feel like I'm known for, it's technical issues and cartoonish happenings happening to me. So in between that live stream and then my computer breaking immediately after, and now, I have done many things. I have had such a busy month, and it's been a good month. It's been actually an amazing month, but it has been very busy. And it is another tradition of the New Horizons YouTube channel to do a storytime life update during the speed build. And I think I'm going to do this one in reverse chronological order, because literally several hours ago, like maybe 5 hours ago from when I'm recording this, I was on television because I somehow found myself sitting courtside at the Hawks Raptors season opener here in Atlanta. Now, funny how I ended up here. So my boyfriend, once again, shout out my boyfriend, he lent me this laptop. He also lent me these basketball tickets. Through his office, they had season tickets to the Hawks, and someone in his office offered them to him to go to the game today, the season opener. And we didn't actually know like where the seats were. Come to find out, we are sitting not actually courtside, we were in the second row. I know, like peasants. But we were sitting in the second row, courtside, directly behind the owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I didn't speak to this man. I didn't feel like I should do that. But he was literally right there. And also all of the basketball players. And it was a surreal experience. I don't know how many of you know that I like basketball. I feel like there's maybe like 3 people in my audience who also like basketball. Not a lot of overlap there with the Animal Crossing community and the basketball community. At least I don't think so. Actually, I think there's someone right now making an island based off of the manga Slam Dunk, and I'm not 100, or it might be Kurko's basketball. I don't remember which one, but it's one of those, and I'm gonna put a picture of it here because it's excellent. But the tiny overlap from the Animal Crossing community and the Hoops community. Welcome. I just want you to know that you have found your space. This is a safe space for you. I will accept everyone. Begrudgingly, even Boston Celtics fans, I will also accept you. Speaking of Boston Celtics fans, Tingus Pinkus, he was there. I mean, he's on the Hawks now. So I'm sorry that I shouldn't talk. I was going to say inside baseball because that's funny. That's funny for me to say that. It's about basketball. But I promise I won't talk about basketball too much longer. But it was just an amazing experience as someone who loves basketball to see the game that up close. Like, everyone walking around talking. We could hear the coach talking. It was crazy. And it was also kind of crazy sitting there the entire time, thinking in my head every few seconds, wait a minute, you're on TV right now. Because that's the way that the cameras face during the broadcast. So I guess if you watched the Hawks home opener, you might have seen me, and you'll probably see me there again because I do plan on going back. The Knicks, I don't know how I'm gonna act. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm gonna act appropriately. They're not gonna have to kick me out or anything. I'm just saying, I'm gonna need to prepare myself for that. But we are, I think, wrapping up the outside, obviously very meticulously. Adding the weeds here, obviously very important. You gotta add weeds. You gotta add custom designs on the ground. I also added this, I think it's like a temple object. I use that object on the inside too, and I did a cool sort of perspective thing. That's another thing that I've been doing a lot on Tokyo 3 that I still don't think I'm very good at. But I'm also messing with the colors of everything. I'm trying to add in sort of more like pops of red and stuff. Did I turn the bicycle green or did I turn it red? We're gonna see in a minute. I might have left it green. I can't remember, but I added that like pond stone with the leaves in it, which I think is really nice. I just wanted everything to be like earthy and brown, to match Wart Jr.'s vibe. I feel like it's fun to make up a theme for a villager for their house when you're like, no, bestie, listen, I got this. I understand what you want better than you understand what you want, There are other times when you and the villagers are just like on the same wavelength, and it's just like, bestie, you have a good theme. Like, I think Wart Jr.'s Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise theme is really good. Like, he kind of ate with that. And I was really happy to sort of bring his vision to life. Like, it's like an HGTV show. That is kind of the vibe of Happy Home Paradise, though, in a way. But yes, I also had a lot of fun using objects that I don't normally use. Like, I got to use the Go board. I got to use, like I said, that like temple object. I got to use the mochi mashing thing. Just stuff that I don't normally use, and that I probably could use on Tokyo 3, but I don't know where yet. Because there's some old parts of the city and then some new parts of the city, and I'm mostly working on the new parts right now. Did I keep the fence? Did I keep this fence or did I go back to the other fence? Why don't I remember that? Did I keep the pond stone? I have so many questions, besties. I feel like we're discovering this build together at 1 in the morning together. Isn't that beautiful? You and I just watching a speed build for the first time, apparently. But I guess we're wrapping up the outside, at least for now. I'm trying to remember if I go back and change it, but we're going to find that out later together. But we're going to go inside for now. And I'm going to briefly explain the concept for this downstairs room, and then we will continue the reverse chronological storytime life update. I promise no more basketball. Actually, you know what? I said no more basketball, and that's true, but I just remembered the Shaq incident. I met Shaq in an elevator. Listen, if you want to hear more basketball stories, I'll link the Shaq elevator story video in the card. You can go watch that after this. But in the inside of this build, I've seen a lot of people use this wallpaper to make an indoor courtyard. I love builds where people make the outside look like... No, the inside look like the outside. I guess also the outside could look like the inside. That could also be a thing you could do. But I saw so many builds like that during my Happy Home Paradise tour stream that I did, the charity stream, and they were so amazing. And so that is another reason why I needed to do HHP so badly. I just like felt it in my bones. I needed to build something in HHP. And I don't think this is nearly as good as some of the builds that I saw on stream. Y'all are very talented. But I tried my best. And we're using this wallpaper, which I also used in the other autumnal build that I did at the end of summer when I did like the summer to autumn. Inside, outside, seasons, I don't know the order of anything, besties. But I did a build where I built it in the summer, and then I did the same build but in autumn, and in that build I used this leaf wallpaper, but we're using it to do sort of a bit of a terrible perspective trick where it's like the outside of the courtyard is that way, and we're gonna put like temples back there that you could walk to on this stone path. But I don't know if it turned out in my head. I think it looks good. I don't think the perspective illusion is really there, but I think it looks nice, and I think that's what counts. You know, in Happy Home Paradise, does it look nice? Is it cute for Instagram? Then I think I've done something successful here, you know? But we did place down the onsen bath. We're going to place down these temple shrine type building. I guess it's not really, I don't know. What type of building is this? It's too late at night for me to be thinking these types of things, besties. I don't have the brain capacity. I can't even remember my own build. I love how this is somehow the replacement voiceover. I love how this is the second version. This is the I guess the improved version. No, I don't really know if that's true. But on the if I'm done spinning on the walls, on the left we're gonna have a little seating area with that beautiful kimono stand and some benches, and I think I keep the go board and I add a couple of other things, you know, just for hanging out, just for chilling. And then on the right is going to be the actual onsen. So this is an onsen. That was not clickbait. You're welcome. And then upstairs is going to be Wart Jr.'s little apartment. Because of course we have to have a little apartment. And I also had to use his objects because it's his theme. And because they weren't crazy objects, I wasn't like, I don't need to like hide this, you know? So I just decided to use them, and they turned out really cute. But that is the basic premise, I guess, of the inside. I added a bunch of them actually, ones you can even really see, but I just thought it would look better if I did that. So I did do that. But that is the basic premise of the inside. Now we can go back to the life update. So like I said up top, I had a very busy month, and it has not stopped being busy. It's going to get busier later this week, actually. But literally 2 days before the basketball game, I went and saw Rico Nasty in concert. I haven't seen her for literally like 7 years maybe, and it was amazing. Love the Rico Nasty mosh pit. It smells great. Never been in a better smelling mosh pit, genuinely, in my life. Everyone smelled good. Everyone was nice. You know, there was no unnecessary hitting or punching. Everyone was cool and chill. Great time. Love Rico. And then before that, I had some visitors. Now, chronologically, I had these visitors in the opposite order, but last week my dad came to visit, and that was really fun. It was actually Pride weekend in Atlanta. We have it in October here, and we went to the Pride parade together, and it was really sweet, and we got to send all these videos of it to my brother, and it was just a wonderful time. And then right before that, literally like 2 days before my dad showed up, my mod Chloe came to visit, and we saw Lorde in concert. Oh my god. This is my second time seeing her. We also saw her on Melodrama Tour. Never gets old. Never gets old. Ribs live in concert. Never gets old. Incredible show. Incredible like staging. Beautiful, gorgeous, stunning. I mean, come on. We got to hear Ribs live. So what more could you want? We saw Lorde, and then the day before that, we saw Butt Toot King live here in Atlanta, Georgia. Another stunning, amazing, beautiful show. Loved Corey's Beyonce number. Literally one of the most incredible drag numbers I've ever seen in my life. I felt like Beyonce was there in the room. And loved, oh my god, when Lydia and Susie did Possibly in Michigan with the puppets. Incredible, stunning, gorgeous, loved it. We didn't get to see Lydia and Corey kiss though, because of where we were sitting, which made me kind of sad. So if you'd like to come back to Atlanta, Lydia and Corey and Susie as well, and kiss again, I would really appreciate that. I was changing Wart Jr.'s outfit to make him more slayful. I think I ended up just giving him a hat, which didn't really we put a hat on him. I think it's better. I think he looks cute. But I was adding the little extra stones, I guess. Always add custom designs. You can add custom designs anywhere in this game. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, we saw Butt 2 King. It was fabulous. We gave them gifts. We couldn't get meet and greet tickets, so we had to ask another fan to give them the gifts. And I apologize if it was like interrupting the show because they literally just handed them to them on the stage. But I know that Corey is a fellow enlightened shoujo manga and anime enjoyer. So my mom Chloe and I picked out some manga for her and for Lydia. We got Lydia a horror series, and then we got Corey Timon's B-side because it has an anime coming out soon. So, you know, I wanted to make sure she knew what the hot new stuff was, even though that manga is not brand new, but the anime is. So there you go, besties. I guess once again, if for some reason any of you are watching this video, but Toot or King, incredible show. Thank you for coming to my city. I hope you got my Venmo tips because I forgot to get cash before I went to the show. And I hope you enjoyed your gifts. But I think we're wrapping up the inside. Once again, changing the lighting, very important, especially in these rooms where there is no outside light. It always trips me up a little bit when I'm making rooms that have no windows. And I don't know, I get the claustrophobia, like the ick a little bit, but having this like fake outside wall, it does help a little bit. It does, definitely. But we're adding some wall decorations as well. I can't leave well enough alone. I needed to be a little more regal and exciting. I wanted the chicken, I feel, is very autumnal, and then I put those fans there to just add a little extra something on the wall, but I ended up turning them off because they are so loud. But I also gave him another floor, and now we're going to be working on his little apartment. So this apartment also technically has an outdoor space, and it's going to be like a little balcony where he's growing his plants, because I'm pretty sure most of his required items are plants. I could be wrong. I think he requires also like a bench of some sort, or maybe like a table, but one of his required items is that table that comes with all the bonsai trees on it. So I wanted him to have a little plant balcony, and unfortunately we don't have any other autumnal wallpapers in this game, so I just went with the like rice paddy wallpaper because I thought that the perspective with this one was a little bit better, just because it looks more like in the distance, so it feels more like we're on a balcony on the second floor as opposed to the wallpaper downstairs, which is more like we're on the ground floor, if that makes sense at all. I don't know. Once again, I don't think I'm the best at perspective, even though I'm working on a huge island with a bunch of huge builds that require perspective to make sense. But I'm working on it, besties. I'm working on it. I'm working on a lot of things, you know? But the rest of the apartment, you know, very standard fare, a lot like Coco's apartment on Nautilus, a lot like Genji's house, you know, like a typical shoji screens, you know, the tatami mats, all that stuff. And I think it's really cute and cozy and nice. And it's a little less autumnal than the rest of the build, especially because of the wallpaper we use to represent the outside. But I still think it's nice and cozy, and good. So once again, let me know down below if you agree. Leave a like if you agree that it's good. We also added the deer scare and a cricket because I love sounds in a build, besties. You gotta add sounds, okay? You gotta add lighting. You gotta change the lighting, the colors. You gotta add, I was gonna say smells. There were some amazing builds in that charity live stream, and one of them in particular was one where they had like stink lines as a shine, because you can make custom shines in this game using custom designs. You can use custom designs to do literal magic in this game. It's fantastic. But they used a custom design that looked like cartoon stink lines to make like stinky garbage, and it was incredible. Go watch that VOD. I'll have that linked as well if you want to see some incredibly generous people who are incredibly good at Happy Home Paradise. But I am planning on making an edit of that stream and showing off everyone's builds in like a proper edited video with all of the you know, the going to different builds and stuff cut out. So look forward to that in the future. But speaking of live streams getting edited down into shorter videos, I recently completed a playthrough of Pikmin 4 for my channel members, the Extra Besties. It took us like a year and a half to finish, but we finally finished. Actually put an asterisk in that. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And I am planning on making a supercut of that playthrough for everyone to watch and enjoy. And so I'm going to make a normal supercut of the entire playthrough of me playing Pikmin 4, and then I'm going to make an extra long version of that same supercut for specifically channel members, and it's also going to be the uncensored version with all of my swearing in it, because that is actually why I played that game for channel members only, because I knew that if I played Pikmin, I would curse a lot, and I did throughout the playthrough. I did curse a lot, but you know, I had a lot of fun, and lo and behold, this week I wake up and get a notification on YouTube from Nintendo, of all people, saying that there is a Pikmin 4 update in the year of our Lord 2025. They didn't add any new levels or anything, but they added decor Pikmin, like from Pikmin Bloom, the game that I'm addicted to on my phone. And they also added a couple new like challenge modes, I think. So we may have to go back and play a little bit of the Pikmin 4 update at some point. That's why I said put an asterisk on the fact that Pikmin 4 is done, because I don't know anymore. I feel like I'm being pranked a little bit with that. Nintendo, what's that about? You know what else they added? They added photo mode. We can get decor Pikmin in Pikmin 4, and you can transfer them to Pikmin Bloom, which is also crazy. For any of my Pikmin Bloom heads in the audience, I know you're out there. I probably have more Pikmin Bloom fans in my audience than I do basketball fans. But you can take pictures in the game of your Pikmin, and you can also send the decor Pikmin to Pikmin Bloom. Why would they do this to me? Anyways, that's all to say that Extra Besties videos are coming. Extra Besties Claims Court, still very real. And as videos go up throughout the rest of the year, there will be a main channel video, and then there will be a channel members video, so I can catch up on all the channel member videos that I am behind on. So that won't change anything for, you know, you watching, random viewer. Welcome. You're not random. You're a bestie. Thank you. Welcome, bestie. That won't change anything for you. But for the extra besties, you will get slightly more stuff. But it's stuff that you were supposed to get earlier. So it's just all at once, if that makes sense. But that is it for the channel logistical information. I'm sorry you had to sit through that. That was very boring compared to all of my ridiculous life update stuff that I have going on. But, you know, I just hope that you're excited about what is to come. I'm excited about the next Halloween video that's going to come out, like I mentioned before. Some of you may remember it. You may be familiar with it. I'm excited for it to become a speed build. And we're also going to be doing the Halloween live stream, I believe, on the 26th. But me in the intro will have the correct information. So if you hear this part of the voiceover, it's because me in the intro was correct. And it is the 26th. Otherwise, I'll delete this part and I'll say something completely different and crazy. Something that I can't even imagine, you know? Something just wild. She's so crazy. See, this is honestly how I used to make all of my, like, old videos. You know, the old Nautilus speed builds? Those ones, yeah. All of them at 3 in the morning. All of them in the middle of the night, because I lived next to the busiest road in the entire universe, and it was the only time when it was quiet. And now it's just, I was making them on a laptop, on an even jankier laptop than, this laptop is not janky. This is a perfectly fine laptop. It's just not designed for a girl recording and editing a speed build at 3 in the morning. You know, I hope you enjoy this little New Horizons throwback episode, I suppose. Speaking of the future, not the past, the future, besties. Another game that I want to play, now that Pikmin 4 is over on the channel member streams, we're trying to think of what game to play next. And we're actually in the middle of playing Legends Arceus as well, but we didn't play it as, like, I guess I was going to say religiously as Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is religious to me, honestly. The Pikmin, I believe in them. I believe in Olimar. I don't believe in Louis. Louis is the devil. But we were playing Legends Arceus, and I kind of want to wrap that up kind of soon, because I am the only person on Earth who has not gotten Legends ZA yet, and I have seen the fashion in that game, and I want it so badly. That was my absolute favorite part of Gen 6, was just playing dress up. Like, the game was fun, and it was nice, and I liked it. It was the first 3D Pokemon game, but I just remember very vividly trying to grind battles for money to buy clothes, and I just think that's really real. Like, if I existed in the Pokemon world, I feel like that's what I would do. So I feel like I need that game so I can make a cute outfit, and I feel like I could contain myself in that game more than in Legends Arceus, where you're, like, in the wilderness getting attacked by, like, bears, you know? Why is there 2 of you? So I feel like that would be an appropriate game to play on the main channel with everyone. You know, we're all excited about it. You know, Pokemon, it's fun. We all love it. We could all play that together. And then I could play Legends Arceus for the channel members and curse at them. But yeah, you know, let me know. Let me know down below. Leave a like, if you will. Letting me know if you want to play Legends ZA on the channel. I'd be really down for that. And I am debating waiting to get a Switch 2 to play it, because it runs way better on Switch 2. But I am probably going to get a Switch 2 very soon, because I need to play Kirby Air Riders when it comes out. Kirby Air Ride, that game is my childhood. And funnily enough, we played it on a members stream earlier in the month, and it made everyone in the audience seasick, which, obviously, in hindsight, very funny. But at the time, it was a little like, oh no, can we actually play this? But hopefully the new game is less seasickness inducing with the camera. So look forward to that, seeing if Kirby Air Riders makes people sick while they're watching. So much to look forward to. So much to look forward to, besties. And I want to know what you're looking forward to. I want to know what you have going on. I'm always nosy, and I always ask, just like how I always ask you to leave a like, but I always ask what you're up to. So leave your life update in the comments. There's so many people who go to concerts, and I love that, because all I do besides making videos and going to school is go to concerts and read. Those are the 2 things that I do. So if you're doing either of those things, let me know. If you're doing different things, let me know. If you are playing Legends ZA and you're making cute outfits, you can let me know. I'll be jealous. I will, but you can let me know. And that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. As you can see, we did keep the beige fence, so I was lying earlier when I said that, but I wasn't lying about the Halloween stream happening this weekend. So you know the drill, besties. If you liked this video, leave a like. It really helps me out. If you really like this video, you can subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post or go live. That is going to include this weekend's Halloween stream. We're going to be building a Halloween neighborhood. And then next week, I'm also going to be posting another Halloween themed video. So once again, hit the bell, set it to all notifications, and you'll be ready, besties, for the Halloween festivities. I'm so excited. I'm going to wear my costume to this stream. Get excited, besties. Another way you can get notifications is by joining my Discord, which is linked in the description. It's also where I keep all of the custom design codes for Nautilus and later Tokyo 3 when I'm closer to finished with that island. And it is also where you can access Extra Besties Claims Court. I'll also make sure to link the original video where I explain Extra Besties Claims Court. But if you're ever an Extra Bestie this year, just know I'm going to make sure that you can access the videos that I am putting out late. So I just want to make sure you can get your videos, besties. But there will be a new Extra Besties video coming out this weekend, and I'm very excited about it. And there will be more to come going into the end of the year. I'm so excited for all the stuff I have planned. Computer be damned, besties. I am hype for all of the videos and build ideas that I have. And I hope you're excited too. Once again, let me know down below your thoughts on playing a little Pokemon on the channel, some Kirby. If there's anything else you think we should play, I'm down. Once my computer is fixed, I'm going to be back to streaming more often. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Not just watching my outro, but thank you for being here on this earth. You are wonderful and a gift. Happy Halloween. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye, besties. Ooh, and let me know what you're gonna be for Halloween down in the comments. I'm curious. I'm nosy.